Hey dear souls. So, traumatic brain injury is one of the most common invisible wounds of military service, whether from blast exposure, vehicle accidents, falls, or combat trauma. TBI affects how the brain regulates emotion, attention, and memory. For many veterans, TBI, traumatic brain injury adjustment, shows up as sudden irritability or explosive reactions, memory lapses, difficulty concentrating, cognitive fatigue, frustration over not feeling like myself. This is not weakness. This is neurology. Today we'll break down how veterans heal and adjust using evidence-based approaches, modified cognitive behavior therapy, cognitive rehabilitation therapy, and neuropsychological support systems. Understanding the TBI adjustment. Traumatic brain injury disrupts neural networks involved in executive functioning, which does planning and impulse control, emotional regulation, working memory, processing speed. Mild TBI is often called concussion, but repeated exposure, common in combat zones, increases long-term vulnerability. Organizations like the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs and the Defense and Veterans Brain Injury Center recognize that even mild TBI can create chronic adjustment challenges. Healing focuses not just on symptom reduction, but on neuroadaptation. Traditional CBT must be adapted for TBI because memory and attention may be compromised. Key modifications: shorter sessions, written summaries after each session, repetition and rehearsal, concrete behavior-focused interventions, addressing irritability. TBI reduces impulse control and increases emotional reactivity. Modified cognitive behavior therapy targets trigger identification, thought distortion patterns, behavioral substitution. Example of an intervention: instead of abstract cognitive restructuring, therapists use trigger to thought, body reaction, action mapping. Visual worksheets, cue cards, veterans carry with them. Veteran learns, I am overstimulated, not under attack. This reduces personalization bias. Memory support and cognitive behavior therapy. Memory deficits make it hard to apply skills in real time. Solutions: phone reminders, structured daily routines, external memory systems, notebooks, whiteboards, repeated rehearsal of coping scripts. CBT becomes behavioral training rather than purely cognitive disputation. Cognitive rehabilitation therapy, CRT, directly retrains cognitive systems. It works on attention, memory, executive functioning, problem solving. 2 primary tracks: restorative training, repeat exercises to improve, working memory, processing speed, sustained attention, and compensatory strategies, teaching the brain to work around deficits. Examples: calendar schedule, calendar systems, task chunking, environmental simplification, one task at a time training. The Defense and Veterans Brain Injury Center heavily promotes structured cognitive rehabilitation protocols for service members. CRT reduces frustration, task failure, self-blame, neuropsychological support. Neuropsychological care provides comprehensive assessment, attention testing, memory profiling, executive functioning evaluation, emotional regulation mapping. This determines, is this TBI related? Is it PTSD overlap? Is it depression? Is it sleep disorder related? TBI often overlaps with PTSD, especially combat related. Organizations such as the Brain Injury Association of America emphasize integrated care because emotional symptoms are often misattributed. Neuropsychological interventions include psychoeducation about brain injury, family education, environmental modification, fatigue management planning, sleep regulation protocols. When families understand this is neurological overload, conflict decreases significantly. Emotional adjustment work. TBI recovery isn't only cognitive. There is identity disrupt. I used to be sharp. I used to lead. Now I forget. Therapy addresses grief processing, self-concept reconstruction, acceptance and commitment principles, strength reframing. Veterans shift from I am broken to my brain is healing and adapting. Daily regulation protocols for veterans with TBI. Morning, structured wake time, light exposure, brief grounding training, exercise. Midday, task chunking, scheduled breaks every 45 to 60 minutes, hydration, plus nutrition stabilization. Evening, reduced stimulation, screen limitation, wind down routine. Cognitive fatigue management is critical. Irritability regulation techniques. Because TBI lowers threshold for overload, 5 to 10 minute sensory reset, cold water exposure, deep diaphragmatic breathing, walking before responding. Exit strategy in arguments. This prevents relational damage. Family and relationship. Education. Partners often misinterpret irritability as intentional hostility. Education includes overstimulation awareness, clear communication signals, pre-agreed timeout plans. Family psychoeducation is strongly encouraged by U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs and TBI care models. When to escalate care and seek advanced evaluation if worsening headaches, seizures, severe mood instability, suicidal ideation, progressive cognitive decline, integrated neurology, psychiatry care may be required. TBI adjustment is not about trying harder. It is about structured compensation, neural retraining, emotional regulation, identity reconstruction. Veterans do not heal by denying the symptoms. They heal by understanding the injury, adapting strategically, and using evidence-based rehabilitation. Recovery is not instant, but neuroplasticity is real. With modified CBT, cognitive rehabilitation therapy, and neuropsychological support. Functional recovery and quality of life improvements are not only possible, they are common.